Hey everyone, my name is Liz Rodriguez. I'm the Video Communications Manager with FBA. I'm super excited. I'm going to be speaking to Mandy Bryce today. She is a busy mom turned fitness entrepreneur. She's got a great background. She's done a lot of cool things. And that is Q as well. He's going to be joining us today as well. But we're going to be talking all things, really speaking about her experience going through part of YogaFit's courses, and also just really her experience as a yoga instructor, or yoga teacher. But yeah, we'll just kind of dive in. Why don't you give us a little bit of background about you and fitness and kind of how you came to be a yoga teacher?
Sure, absolutely. I started doing yoga at an oddly early age for someone who's from Milwaukee area. But when I was in like sixth grade, I would wake up really early and watch a yoga teacher on PBS. I think her name was Lillian, and she had this big rug, and she was like 100 years old. And I don't know, I just woke up and apparently needed Zen in sixth grade. And so it was always an interest of mine. And then in college, I got into education and taught for a few years after, and was a model and makeup artist after that for a while. And kind of just did a lot of hustling between different things and moving around the country. And this kind of led me to where I am now, where I had a child 3 years ago. And moving every 2 years as an entrepreneur, where you're in person doing offering a service, is pretty complicated. You have to start over from scratch pretty much every new city that you go to, and that became exhausting and just not really an option when I had my son. But I was lucky to be in a place where my income wasn't hugely important, and I could kind of explore some passions. And during that, I got certified to be a yoga instructor or yoga teacher, and absolutely love it. And I think I found my thing. I'll still do lots of other things, but I think this one's my favorite.
Oh, well, it's great when you're able to do a lot of different things, but it definitely sounds like your background is like you like working with people, obviously, and yoga is like it's such a special skill to have.
I really love it's been a gift to me to practice on my own, and then just to, in a world that's pretty crazy and can be really tough, I really enjoy the opportunity to give that gift to other people. And so it's been really wonderful for me to know that, somebody's day or week is just a little bit better because they were able to take, about an hour with my guidance to slow down and look within, or even just be still and not, distracted for a little while.
Totally, totally. And talk to me about, why you decided to start taking some courses with YogaFit.
I initially started getting certified just through the gym that I now teach at. They have an instructor training program where every 6 months or so, they pick a few formats, and somebody that works at the group of gyms will train those few formats. And then once you graduate that, you have a year to get more official certification from outside of the organization. And I actually did Pilates first. I love lifting weights. And so I thought that the strength part of Pilates combined with sort of the, mindfulness and breath, and there's a lot in common between yoga and Pilates.
Mhm.
So I started with Pilates because that was the first one that they offered. And I just was hoping I would learn more about it and love it more. And it didn't work for me. But when they offered yoga, I dove right in. And then they were saying that one of the ways that you could fulfill that requirement to, within the year, maintain your certification for the gym was through YogaFit. And I looked, and there was one in my area coming up soon. And so I, of course, like charged headfirst into the level 1 YogaFit certification.
Yeah. And as you were starting to kind of like learn, the different types of classes and everything, how was it leading those classes? Like how did it start to kind of change? I would say your yoga practice as well as like what you like to teach as an instructor, right?
Sure, yeah. So I had already actually been teaching because the through the gym certification that I had done, was enough to show them that, and that I've been practicing on and off for about 30 years, was enough to show them that I was ready to teach in the club. So I had a pretty good foundation going into the YogaFit level 1 course, but then the requirement for YogaFit level 1 is that you do a weekend in-person course, or I think they have it online as well, but I went in person. And then to get the certification, you also have to do 8 hours of providing complimentary yoga instruction, preferably to a group of people who wouldn't normally have access to yoga. So I know from what I hear, a lot of people kind of find little ways around it and maybe just teach, a free yoga class to their friends, but they recommend that you find, something where you're really like kind of doing a karma class and helping people with the requirement. And so I actually found a transitional housing facility for young mothers, where they have 13 apartments that they allow women with children the women are from 18 to 24 years old to live there. And then they provide a bunch of different life skills training like nutrition, personal finance, job interviewing, just a lot of things that, many of us learn from our parents if we're lucky enough to have that opportunity, that these young moms don't have. And so I contacted them and offered to teach for 8 weeks, 1 hour a week there. And it was a really incredible experience.
Yeah. Oh, I bet. And any like things that you learned, obviously it sounded like you were working in like a different type of setting that you hadn't before. Any takeaways that maybe helped you with like your overall teaching skills and things like that?
Absolutely. I think just being in a situation where just figuring out where people are and meeting them there and making sure that both the verbal cues you give and the demonstrations you're giving are something that someone without experience could do. So I really got out of using many like pose names or at least leading with them. And so I would, direct your body and put your hand here, your foot here, keep your back straight type thing, and then say, and this is whatever pose, so that, if people are just looking for the pose name and want to move to that, they could do that too.
Yeah, that's I just helped to open up a new Pilates studio, and when people are brand new and a lot of them like skip the intro, like they sign up for the membership and then they like I had no idea that there was people in there that had never been on a reformer.
Yeah,
So, yeah, like your whole like teaching stuff is like that's cool, but then you have to figure out how to speak to this person that they have no idea what they're doing and you want them to
right.
be excited about. You want them to come back, right?
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
and then in terms of any other, like you were working in a different type of facility, any brands that helped kind of support that part of the journey?
Absolutely. So, since the whole premise was people who had no access to yoga previously, I knew that I would be going in there to basically a community room that we cleared out before we started every day, and that they wouldn't have mats ready or props or anything. So, once I knew that I had the location secure and that their community manager agreed that I could come in and teach, I reached out to a ton of just different brands that I knew of online and asked for donations. And so Gaiam donated 20 yoga mats, Hugger Mugger donated a bunch of blocks and straps. Rebel Green, which is a woman owned cleaning products company here in Wisconsin that's natural, they donated yoga mat spray and some hand sanitizer and other cleaning products. Campo Beauty donated a essential oil diffuser, and then Koss headphones, which is also a Milwaukee company, donated a Bluetooth speaker. So we had everything we needed, and I left all of it there for them to, enjoy a yoga studio experience even when I wasn't there.
Yeah, absolutely. And for you, what's kind of motivating you to continue? What's on the horizon for you with yoga?
I'm pretty addicted to personal development and learning. So I know that I will be continuing to do more continuing education through YogaFit and through other companies. I did get my 200 hour this summer when I was traveling. I'm going to continue teaching 3 days a week at my local gym, at least during the basketball season when I'm available. But then I'm also going to be launching an online platform that will have yoga as well as some other personal development type things like meditation, journaling, different challenges, and a book club, just to help people from afar make their lives just a little better.
Yeah, absolutely. And really like last question, for those individuals that are, they're looking at Yoga Fit and they're thinking about utilizing it for their yoga, either for the certification or for continuing education, what would you tell that person in terms of kind of how to navigate with Yoga Fit?
Well, there is fortunately, especially since the pandemic, a lot of options, and Yoga Fit has evolved, I think, with the world in that way. So there are online certifications as well as in person. And I would say, depending on your level of experience with yoga, choosing online or in person could be great. In person, maybe if you aren't as confident in your alignment and poses, and online, if you are very comfortable with how you are doing yoga yourself and just understanding the poses. But it seems like there are just different avenues you can follow for really any interest. They have yoga for athletes, which I will probably participate in. They have prenatal, they have yoga for trauma survivors. There's really almost anything you can think of, any niche, you can find it with the yoga fit trainings, which I think is really cool.
Yeah, well, I want to thank you for your time and everything today. This was really great, Mandy.
Thank you.
Those of you guys listening, if you're looking for more information about YogaFit, just head over to our partners page and you can find out all about them and all the great education and courses and stuff that they do. So definitely check them out. Until next time, everyone, thanks for tuning in and we'll talk to you soon.